For centuries, King David has been one of the most debated figures in ancient history. Some people say he's just a legend, nothing more than an old story found in the Bible. But what if I told you that there's a growing pile of real, physical evidence showing that King David wasn't just a myth, but a living, breathing king who left a mark on history? Let's take a quick dive into some of the most compelling discoveries that support King David's existence. First up, the Mesha inscription, found on the Moabite stone. This ancient artifact actually mentions the House of David. That's huge. It means that even Israel's neighbors recognize David's dynasty. Then there's the Shishak inscription, carved into the Temple of Amun in Karnak, Egypt. It records a campaign against the highlands of David. Now, Egyptian scribes weren't in the habit of making things up about their enemies. If they bothered to carve it in stone, it mattered. In 2005, archaeologists uncovered what's believed to be the Palace of David in Jerusalem. We're talking about walls, rooms, and artifacts right where the Bible said they'd be. Here's another gem. The Bible talks about King Teu of Hamath sending gold, silver, and bronze to David. For a long time, people dismissed that as a nice old story. But guess what? Archaeologists have authenticated King Teu's existence. Now, over in Edom, more than 60 fortresses have been found. The Bible says David built fortresses there, and sure enough, the evidence matches up. One of the most famous finds is the Tel Dan stele. This stone slab, discovered in northern Israel, mentions the House of David by name. That's direct physical evidence from his own time period. We've also got ancient seals used by the kings who descended from David, names and lineages that line up with what the Bible says. But that's not all. Cities like Geshur, where David's wife came from, have been excavated, showing us that these places weren't made up. Even the Gath inscription, written in Proto-Canaanite and dating to the era of David and Goliath, has markings that look an awful lot like the name Goliath. The discoveries just keep coming, each one adding another piece to the puzzle. King David actually has more physical evidence supporting his life and reign than entire cultures like the Nok people of West Africa. For many ancient empires, we only have the word of archaeologists to go on. But for David, the evidence is carved in stone, buried in ruins, and stamped on seals. King David didn't vanish from history. We've got records of his death, and we can trace his descendants. So next time someone dismisses King David as just a legend, remember, the stones, the seals, and the scripts all tell a different story. King David lived, and history is finally catching up.